discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it.
Look, mile like 3-6 pulled up, ski trip, cold winter. All my eating good, I remember when we had no dinner. West side, east side, no side, both sides with me. Check, come and check, leaving flex season 12, come and get me. Gil, the run around, high speed, chasing all the big bags. Bending corners, bending rules, bending necks, Gil, the whiplash. Slide through hot knife, warm butter storm, gutter drain lane. Young man, old habit, still at it, tryna let my chain hang. True story, new story, 2-story, condo, B&B. 4 bath, 1 me, no key, like I did a B&E. B&Me so good, so hood, so not worried about it. 250,000 new views, old news, know you probably heard about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Headline, word around town, flexing. Ballin' on my course, so I ain't worried about nobody out of bounds, stressing. Feeling like Hercules, murder these ain't a problem to me. Tried to tell the maid service don't come unless you bringin' condoms to me.
Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Ay, ay. Look, I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Look, Papa don't preach, teachers don't teach. Gon' reach, that's facts. I ain't worried about none of that. I'm making that cash stack. Bunch of O's like NASCAR, but it's really more like NASDAQ. Why they thinking that they hot when they really more like quarter on me like a referee? Hating what they'll never be. Small top with a big bottom, yeah, shorty shaped like a letter D. Let her have it, then I let her be. If you love it, gotta let it grow. Crazy cause you really never know. When I'm hurting, never let it show. I'm a two-tone, two-phone, two-chain, new thing, lane whip, but you a broke. Low class, no cash, certified lame. I'ma get into it like I ought to. Couldn't pick, so I bought two. Understand why your chick came, I'm just trying to figure why she brought you. I'm really reppin' and I'm flexed up, and I ain't gotta tell him I'm next up. Sleep on the they rest up, but I'm up and I'm getting my checks up. Me and the fellas be high as propellers, ain't could tell us we great. Looking at like how do you figure unless you been talk about 8 figures. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Look how we litty, we turned up the city, we raising the bar height. I been finessing, just look at them stressing, yeah, they been up all night. Sipping this water with somebody's daughter, she take what I taught her and build on it. Came in this game on that today, ain't in a couple years later, we still on it. Be hating on it. be waiting on it like a new season. I bet an acre on it. I put some paper on it like I'm loose leafing. Buying them assets. Build me a cash net I could fall in. Look at my last bit. Ain't got a tiptoe. I'm all in. Think on a level that can't fail. And I roll me a J with the hate mail. Been doing good on the merch sale. All this bread on me look like a bake sale. Tell her your what's really good. I be really good on a jaw jack. Send an email about the bread. I'ma hit you back with the call back. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be.
I'm gonna start it over from the beginning. Let it rock out. Check, check. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear any music? Y'all hear any music? Okay. All right, never mind. Never mind. What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome to another episode of Rolling Commerce Podcast, episode 8. Episode 8, come on in, hit that like button, let me know where you're checking in from. You can't hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Loud and clear, yes, no. Yes, no. What do you hear? You hear music? You hear me? What do you hear? Some people saying no. Kirk said no. Some people said yes. Loud and clear. Yes, no, yes. All right, boom. Y'all hear me. All right, come on in, hit that like button. Let me know where you guys checking in from. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. I was trying to play my little theme music for the night. I had Curtis Mayfield. I had Curtis Mayfield. I thought it was playing, but I guess y'all couldn't hear it. But oh well. We're gonna have to do without Curtis Mayfield tonight. I wanted to set the mood, man. I wanted to play a little Pusher Man for y'all. But that's okay. Let's get the show rolling. All right, so let's pay some bills real quick. Rock Financial, welcome back to another episode, Rolling Commerce Podcast. I'm your host, Mark the Mentor. Are you a small business owner in need of capital to take your business to the next level? Look no further than Rock Financial, your trusted partner in business financing. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we sat down with Rock Financial, and we all were blown away with their dedication to helping small businesses thrive. They understand the unique challenges that entrepreneurs face, and they've tailored their services to provide flexible financing solutions that work for you. With Rock Financial, you can access a wide range of funding options, including business loans, lines of credit, equipment financing, and even merchant cash advances. They work with businesses of all sizes and industries. So whether you're just starting out or looking to expand, Rock Financial has a solution for you. So whether you need capital to grow your business, purchase equipment, or simply manage cash flow, Rock Financial is here to support you every step of the way. Visit their website by clicking the link in my description below to learn more and start your journey towards financial success. Thank you again for the sponsor of tonight's episode, Rock Financial, for making this podcast possible. And to all my listeners, remember your dreams and business aspirations are within reach with the right partner. Rock Financial, your success is their business. All right, come on in, guys. Hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Man, I wanted to cue up my music, man. I don't know why y'all can't hear it. Damn. But anyway, come on in. Hit that like button. Let me know where you're checking in from. What's going on, Mark Brown? I see James in the building. What's going on, James? How you feeling? Devontae Smalls, what up? Dun Beasy. What is this? Hey, Mark, quick question. I have a cabinet company interested in my delivery service. All the deliveries will be local. I have a 26-foot box truck. I'm wondering if I should charge based on pieces being delivered or by mile. I first delivered their freight through my 3PL, but after speaking with the owner of the company who wants to cancel them out, it depends. If it's just drop-offs, then charge them per stop. If it's local and it's just drop-offs, then charge them per stop based on what the scope is. Is it curbside? I'm assuming it would be curbside since it's cabinets because the contractor is going to install them. So I'm assuming they would go in the garage, so it would be curbside. If that's the case, then just charge them per stop. If it's local, just charge them per stop. Shout out to Interstate Screw. Chili Willie, what up? Dallas in the building. We got South Louisiana. Shout out to all the moderators. I see Pippi in the building. James Sandman, Baton Rouge, Iowa checking in. What up? Clarence, James Sandman, what up? Texas in the building. Florida, Jacksonville. Shout out to Axel. Shout out to SD Walt, Cleveland in the building. I see Moving Company Hustle in the building. Mount High City. What up to Big Zoe? I see Kirk is in the building. Zup Chuck is in the building. Big Herm, Linda Gregory. What up? What else? Who else we got? New Jersey. What up? Shout out to New Jersey. Texas, Austin, Texas. Shout out to George. I see George in the building. All right. Come on in, guys. I'm not going to hold y'all that long this night. I'm going to try to get in and out within an hour. I got to go, guys. So shout out to Daniel McQueen, Denver, Colorado. Sliding in from Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to everybody for checking in tonight. Come on in, hit that like button. All right, so tonight I want to talk about dope pushers in the form of hope. Dope in the form of hope. Hope pushers in the box truck community, all right? It's a lot of hope pushers. And hope is like dope. When it comes to business, hope is like dope. We're going to make this real quick. I'm not even going to drag this out. I may be on here 30 minutes tonight. because I want to get straight to the point. I don't want to, get to expounding on stuff because then people going to click off. So I want the people that are going to replay this to sit and watch the whole thing. So I want to make sure it's short, sweet, simple, and straight to the point. When it comes to business, hope is like dope. Hope is like dope. And there's a lot of hope pushers out here. And a lot of y'all fall victim to it. All right. I'm not going to focus on the hope fiends because a lot of y'all out there hope fiends. Some of y'all out there is hope fiends. All right. Straight up. If you got to listen, we're going to keep it 1,000 tonight because some people, we might have a lot of middle Americans in the building tonight. So put a 1 in the chat. If you are familiar with what a dope fiend is, if you got a dope fiend in your family, or if you sold dope before, put a 1 in the chat. If you got a dope fiend in your family, or you sold dope before, I want to know how many people know the characteristics of a dope fiend. I'm gonna put my 1 in the chat. I'm gonna put my 1 in there too. I want to put my 1 in there. All right. Damn, that's it. It's 56 people in here so far. We only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So if you got a dope fiend in your family, or you sold dope. Dope fiend in your family, or you sold dope. Drove past a few on 95th in the damn right. Well, driving past them, I need to know how many people is going to be able to understand what we talking about. Put that 1 in the chat. Every family got 1. Well, some families out there that may not, a lot of middle Americans, they might not have experienced, the crackhead uncle, or the uncle that's on that boy. Some of y'all don't even know what the boy is. They like, the boy. What's the boy? Some of y'all might not know about having an uncle on that boy or auntie on that girl. All right. So hope is like dope. We're going to get straight into it. Hold on. Let me pull up this. We ain't going to waste no time. We're going to get straight to it. All right. Hope pushers, tweakers, people who got people out here clucking for this box truck business, people who got people out here tweaking for this box truck business by selling them hope, pushing them dope in the form of hope in the box truck community. All right. Boom. First thing I want to talk about. Matter of fact, let me, cause we getting in and out tonight. We ain't playing no games tonight. So let me move that out the way. First thing, failure rate, 85 to 90% in trucking. 85 to 90%. Around 85 to 90% of startup trucking companies fail. It's not always easy to run a company, but it's especially difficult in the competitive transportation industry. Now, this is very important. And the reason why I'm starting off this presentation with this information is because if I went to a person and I gave a person $1,200, $1,500, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, this would be the first bit of information I would want to receive, right? I want to know what the good with the bad. See, a whole pusher is not going to give you this information. But this information is very critical for a person entering into this business to have, right? It's very important. Why? Because that only leaves 10 to 15% of people that make it. And these numbers are very, very crucial. A whole pusher is going to hide this information from you at all costs. Why? Because if a whole pusher gives you this type of information, you're not going to buy into whatever it is that they're trying to sell you. That hope that they're trying to push you, you're not going to buy into it. This is what I tell people when they book me for a coaching session. If you watch my content, I'm a realist. I don't deal in optimism. I deal with realism. Because the harsh reality of the trucking business is a lot of startups fail. 85 to 90% startups fail. And for the people that have been in the business the past couple of years, you're witnessing that. You're witnessing that. Now, this group of people that have failed, that have entered into the business with the last couple of years, is going to be a little bit different than businesses that failed prior to the pandemic. Like there was a truck and freight recession in 2019. People get into the business, in between freight recessions. And a lot of people that fail, they just don't understand the business. They've invested into a business that they completely do not understand. A dope dealer is not going to tell you this information. When they come to you, they're not going to tell you, yo, don't buy this dope. Don't buy this boy. Don't buy this girl because it's bad for you. No, they're going to sell it to you. A hope pusher ain't going to, when you go to a hope pusher in the box truck community that's trying to sell you a $10,000 mentorship, which is probably a bunch of bullshit, they're not going to tell you that all the information that they're offering to sell to you is Googleable. I really want to get into the Hope Fiends, but I think Kirk has a live stream Sunday where he's going to focus more on the Hope Fiends. I'm going to focus more on the Hope Pushers. I'm going to let Kirk focus on the Hope Fiends. I may touch a little on the Hope Fiends because there's some Hope Fiends out there. We saw one recently. We saw one on the channel recently. So I'm going to focus tonight on the Hope Pushers, right? Dope dealers don't care when you go to them for the dope if that's your last, if your kids ain't ate, what your financial home situation is. All they want is that money. They want that money and they're going to feed you that dope. Just like these Hope Pushers in the box truck community, they want your money and they're going to serve you this bullshit that they've been giving you, which is why y'all buy it, y'all get upset, then y'all come to me, you come to Kirk, and you complain and you dog these guys out, right? Because you didn't do your due diligence. If you're going to a person, whether you're on Instagram, because there's a lot of them on Instagram, that's where they pretty much at. They on Instagram. And you go to a person and you're looking at their content, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on YouTube, and they're just pushing you a bunch of hope. Man, get in the box truck business. It's going to change your life. You're going to run it up. You hear a bunch of hope phrases and you don't see any information. Listen, hope is not going to get you to the promised land. Hope is not going to, hope is not something that you can strategize around the learning curve. Listen, the box truck business is very advanced right now. And hope is not going to be able to get you around this learning curve with the rates where they are right now, with the volume being low. There ain't going to be no peak season. I think I improved that to y'all already. October is next week. So hope is not going to help you get through these next couple of months. Hope is not going to help you get through January. Hope is not going to help you get through February. And then I watch y'all sit up here, listen to these people, spill y'all all this hope, and then you be in the chat, you be in the comment section, you dropping gems. Facts. 100 emoji. You the realist. No valuable information given. Just a bunch of hope. And this you. Trying to find that vein. You falling for it. You ready to go by that damn mentorship program or that course. You just grab you a rope and you tie up your damn thing. And here you go trying to find that vein. Falling for it. No valuable information given whatsoever. Just a bunch of hope. hopium. Hope is like a powerful drug, has a way of affecting our state of mind. It possesses a unique ability to alter our perceptions, changing the way we view the world and ourselves. Just as a drug can induce euphoria, you guys know what euphoria is, right? Hope can create a sense of optimism and excitement. Keyword optimism, excitement about the future. Hope can create a sense of optimism and excitement about the future. Now, you see how it was 80 people in here and it dropped down to 60? Because people don't like the truth. My point exactly. I'm not giving you hope. I've never given nobody hope. I've only given people the real information. Sometimes it's harsh. Sometimes it's brash. It may be a little extreme, like me doing this like this right here. And this is what made people mad. But this is what you do when people sell you hope. You go, you tie up your wrist, and you try to find that vein. And you buy into whatever it is they selling. And then you go shoot it up. You go shoot it up. And guess what? When you shoot up, you gain no value from a person that sold you hope. It serves as a beacon of light in the darkest of times, offering comfort, motivation, and a sense of purpose. Listen, my mother always told me, and I've said this before, I've said this many a times on this channel. You know, I always give a lot of quotes and teachings from my upbringing. All right. My OG always told me, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. I don't live off of hope. You can't live off of hope when it comes to business. I don't see really nobody out there. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you. Some people going to get mad. Go ahead and hit the dislike button because you already, I know you in here. Just go ahead and get it out the way. What you holding on for? Hit it. Content creator, hit it. I don't see too many people out here giving information that people can use to navigate through this industry of box trucking, not like the way me and Kirk doing it. And I'm just keeping it funky. I'm not just saying that, you know, because we do a lot of collaborations together, but it's the truth. I see a lot of hope pushers, and I see a lot of people falling for it. Why do you spend money and then complain about it when the person didn't show you anything? They didn't show you any examples. They didn't provide you any references. They didn't provide you any referrals that if you spend this $5,000, if you spend this $10,000, you're going to get any results. You buy into a person off them pushing hope to you and pushing hope on you, pushing dope on you in the form of hope. You can't run a business off optimism and hope and inspiration and all that goofball shit. Man, we positive vibes only. That shit ain't gonna get you to the promised land. You know what's gonna get you to the promised land? Facts. Experience. Information. Key information that you need. Now, this is something that I've realized early this year that I'm going to have to keep revisiting, because there's always people coming into the business. There's always people going out of the business. There's always spikes of people coming into the business, and as people come into the business during those spikes, we're in a spike right now. You have a lot of people buying into hope, and then they feel like, they get got, and then they cry about it. And then you got other people, like we had the gentleman on the testimonials last week. He may be in here. He said he went to this person, bought a course. That person bought a course. This person bought a course. But this person bought a mentorship, went to 5, 6 different people. He said himself he was addicted and is addicted to box truck content. Hope fiend. And I apologize, but if you're watching, you said it. I'm just reiterating what you said, and I'm putting it into this content for example purposes. If you watched the testimonials last week, you go to this person, no value. This person, they screwed you. That person screwed you. This person sells hope. He sells you a list with names on it. This person just preaches positivity and all this goofball shit. None of that is going to get you to the promised land. None of that is valuable information that's going to get your truck rolling and making money and maneuvering around the learning curve if you're just coming into this business as a novice. But this is what you do. You go to the channel, you hear all that positive shit, and it ain't nothing wrong with positivity, but positivity ain't gonna get that wheels turning. You hear all that positivity, you go and grab you a rubber little rope, you tie up, and you try to find that vein. And then you get to shooting that hope in your vein. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Man, you know what? Hold on a second. I know what. Get them likes up. Listen. Check it out. It's 73 people and it's 54 likes. I needed at least 60 likes. No cap. Listen. I'm gonna give it another minute. I need 60 likes, so I'm gone. I need 60 likes, so I'm gone. I swear I mean it too. I mean it. Well, 10 people left, so cool, no problem. I need 6 more likes. 5. 3. Straight up. All the information I give all my information for free. I put PowerPoints together. I tell you how to create a box to a business plan. I give you accounts. I give you phone numbers to recruiters at the 3PLs. I tell you how to transition. I say, yo, it ain't gonna be no peak season. Do this. I told you last year, wasn't gonna be no peak season. Do that. I tell you to go curbside final mile. Don't nobody even on YouTube do that. I was the first one to come here that actually did that. Wasn't nobody talking about that. Everybody was so infatuated with Amazon. Listen, we could talk about all the hopium that was sold. A lot of hopium dealers was really hitting y'all with that Amazon fentanyl pack last year. Let's talk about that Amazon fentanyl pack. Y'all want to talk about the Amazon fentanyl pack? Because there's a lot of hope. There's the kingpin of the Amazon fentanyl pack out here. Y'all made him damn near probably a millionaire. Am I lying? A lot of y'all got high off the Amazon fentanyl pack. People don't want to hear the truth. Truth hurt. Y'all got sold the hope. The hope dealers was pushing that Amazon fentanyl pack. Sold y'all that hope. You know what they told you? This how they sold it to you. You can make $1 million in a box truck. We gonna parallel views to dollars. So Bandman Kevo made about $750,000 telling y'all gonna make $1 million off one box truck. $750,000. Now, Diddy sold a course for $300. So out of those 750,000 views, let's do some math. Where my calculator at? Let me pull my calculator over here. You see 750,000. 75. 750,000 minus 10%. That's $75,000 if he sold 10%. If he sold 1%, that's $7,500. So if he sold 10% of those 750,000 views, he made $75,000. $75,000 off that bullshit course. There we go. I knew we was gonna get one. Shout out to the one thumbs down. Shout out to the content creator that's in the building that I'm talking about. Tell your mama I said hello. Oh, the gloves off tonight. Gloves off. And tonight ain't one of them types of nights. Tonight one of them real nights that people need to hear. And we calling the hope pushers out. And the reason I'm doing it is so people can stop buying into hope, because hope ain't going to get you results. You want to buy into results. So the content creator, I appreciate you. I was waiting on you. I guess they hit it by mistake. They just turned it to a thumbs up. Disregard what I said about your moms. At the end of the day, let's get back into it. We got the likes up. All right. False hope and addiction. So for those that came in we're doing parallels. There go the thumbs down. Good. There you go. I knew you was in here. Shout out to you. False hope and addiction. While hope can be a powerful force for good, it can also be deceptive, much like certain drugs that lead to addiction or harm when misused. Right. So for one, parallel to drug addiction, false hope can lead us to cling to unrealistic expectations or pursuits, much like addicts' reliance on a harmful substance, right? So false hope can lead us to cling to unrealistic expectations or pursuits, right? An unrealistic expectation that was pushed was you can make $1 million in a box truck. That was one big one last year. It was unrealistic. Once again, shout out to the hater content creator who's mad because I'm exposing you. And what I hope this does is, if you push hope, I hope this makes people mindful not to buy into bullshit, inspiration, hope. You're going to make it. Let's get this bread. We're going to run up this bag. Let's eat and let me show you. And if you don't show people, I hope they don't buy anything from you. This is the point. So in order to stop all this madness, somebody has to call it out so people can see it, so they don't buy into it, so people can stop getting taken advantage of, right? All right, another thing is that was a unrealistic expectation that was going around last year. You can make $7K to $9K in a 16-foot box truck. That's unrealistic. And that guy was running around for a whole year and a half pushing that hope on people. And people was believing that shit. You know how many people came to me last year and asked me to validate if that information was true or not? You know how many people went out and did this? They bought a 16-foot box truck. They bought into that hope. They went home. They did this. They tied up right there. They started looking for that vein. They shot up that hopium dope, and they went out and bought a 16-foot box truck, only to find out that it's impossible to make $7,000 to $9,000 in a 16-foot box truck. You got semi trucks making $9,000 a week. So how in the hell is a 16-foot box truck going to do it when a 26-foot box truck can't do it? Well, people was tying it up and looking for that vein because they bought into that hope. Here's another one. $10K a week in a 26-foot box truck. $250,000 a year running Amazon Relay in a rental truck. Don't buy a truck. Rent a truck because you don't have to pay for the maintenance. Rent a truck because you don't have to pay for the maintenance. You rent a truck, you don't have to pay for the maintenance. A person who owns a truck, listen, this is the most retarded shit I ever heard in my life. See, the difference between renting a truck and owning a truck is when you own a truck, you have to move your truck. You don't have no choice. You got to move your truck. You got to make at least $1,000 a day. You got to move your truck when you own a truck. But when you rent a truck, I ain't got to move my truck. I ain't got to move my truck if I rent a truck. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. But a content creator said that. And people buy into that shit. They believe that. They believe that they're not paying the maintenance when the maintenance is baked into the cost of the rental truck. You rent that truck for a year at some of these egregious prices that a lot of these people are renting these trucks for. You bought the truck. You bought a truck and a half. That's hope. Ain't none of that information going to get you to the promised land. That's hope. What sense does that make? So me, with the trucks I own, you mean to tell me I have to move my trucks, and you renting a truck where you got to pay a bill to every single week, you don't have to move yours? That don't make no sense at all. But a creator is saying this stuff and people are buying into it. And then they want to argue with me like I don't know what I'm talking about because this person has a bigger platform. And then they fail. The content creator or the hope pusher, the dope pusher, in the form of hope, right? The hope pusher. Listen, I said something yesterday, man. All jokes aside, I said something yesterday. Only 1% of people are wealthy. Everybody else is poor. Everybody else is poor. So even though I'm talking about hope pushers, the message is really to the individuals. The individuals. All right? The message is really for the individuals. It's not for the hope pushers. I don't care about the hope pushers. You know why? Because hustlers are going to hustle. I'm just making light of it. So when you see me do this and top and saying you looking at the content because they selling you hope and then you tying up and you looking for that vein, I'm joking. I really don't give a fuck. I really don't give a damn about them. I don't care if they scam you or don't scam you. The message is for the individual. I said it yesterday. If you're not part of 1%, you're poor. You have to make sound decisions on how you spend your money. I showed you 85 to 90% of people that come into this business fail. All jokes aside, now I'm done joking. 85 to 90% of people that come into this business fail. So if you come into this business and one of the first decisions you make is investing a large lump sum of money into a consultant, right? Without doing your proper research, no referrals, no references, no information of value for you to take and consume to give yourself some form of assurance that if you invest this money, right, into this consultation, this mentorship, that you're going to get results. You have to have some type of assurance. I've done maybe 15 coaching sessions this week, and one name keeps coming up. One name keeps coming up. So out of 15 coaching sessions this week, a third of them brought up this one name, right? And the rebuttal I always have is, well, did you do your research? No. So if you come into the business initially as a novice, right, and you make an uninformed decision like that, investing into some form of consulting, whether it be a mentorship, a ebook, a course, whatever, and you don't do your research, you're making bad decisions out the gate. How do you think your business is going to go when you're making unsound decisions for an egregious amount of money without doing your research? How do you think the lifespan or the short-lived lifespan that you're going to have in the box truck business is going to go if you're already coming out the gate making bad decisions because you're too lazy to do the work? So the message ain't for the pusher. Pusher gonna push. The message is for the individuals to stop buying into hope. Hope ain't gonna get you to the promised land. It's not gonna get you there. The importance of realistic hope. What I do, what you see Kirk do, we give you realistic scenarios. Sometimes you don't like it. Sometimes it may be harsh. Sometimes it may be humorous. Sometimes it may be long drawn out. Sometimes I got to put somebody in the circle and hold them accountable. But at the end of the day, what you get over here, you get realism. You don't get hope. I'm not a hope pusher. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to tell you that 90% of the people coming into this business fail. I want you to know that. You know why it's important that you know that? It's because if you still decide to come into this business, you know it's more chance that you're going to fail than you are going to succeed. And knowing this is going to make you drive harder so that you don't fall in that category. You know why? Because I ain't got nothing to sell you. I ain't got to sell you hopes and dreams. Because my money doesn't come from mentorships because I don't have one to sell you. You don't have to I don't need to keep you under my arm to keep coming back, spending money with me because I have nothing for you. This is why I give so much value and so much information on my channel. I want you to know that 85 to 90% of the people that come into this business fail. I want you to know that. I want to instill that in you. Because it's going to do one or two things. It's going to, either scare you away, right? Because only 10%, I don't know if I want to invest that type of money, and it's only 10% that come into this business succeed. So half of people going to walk away just off of that. Now, the other half that decide to invest in knowing this information, right? Investing knowing this information is going to make you work that much harder. Because it's a reason why 85 to 90% of the people that come into this business fail. It's competitive. I talked about the competitiveness of this business a month or two ago. I did a whole live stream on it, and I did a history lesson about the deregulation of trucking. And somebody threw a shot at me, which is fine. It was fine. The shot got thrown at me because I talked about the government and how, the rates and things. But I proved how competitive this industry is. I proved why Jimmy Carter made it competitive to ultimately drive down rates. So when you're in a situation like you are now, where there's an overabundance of capacity, you still have a bunch of people in the business who don't know what the hell they doing. I got a guy yesterday that called me on Instagram FaceTime, and I don't even answer it. Wait, but I take it back. He messaged me. Said he was dying. Please, 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 please. Gave me a story. The words were misspelled. I couldn't make it out. I zeroed in on the word dying. I don't know what I'm going to do. I did something that I normally don't do. I picked up the call. Don't call me on Instagram. I'm not going to answer. I picked up for this guy. 1,400 miles. One pick, one drop, 1,400 miles, $1,200. That's your competition. Your competition is what sets the rates. There's a guy that took a 1,400-mile trip for $1,200. Which goes back to this. 85 to 90% of the people that come into this business fail. You're definitely going to fail when you're operating at a loss. That's definitely making the market tougher for the competitors. Why? Because someone got him to take a load in a 26-foot box truck for less than $1 a mile. How are you going to compete against that? How are you going to compete against that? This is why 85 to 90% of the people that come into this business fail. You know why he took that load? Because of a hope pusher in the form of a dispatcher. You know what the hope pusher told him? Oh, bro, just take this load. I'll get you some coming back out of Texas. So now I'm at my trainer. I got a training session that I just paid $150 for 1 hour. And I'm running on the treadmill at a speed of 8, 9, or whatever it was, heart rate pumping, about to die, and I'm trying to have a conversation with this guy. Why'd you do that? The dispatcher told me to do it. You think the dispatcher didn't know that it was going to cost him money to run that load? You know why the dispatcher did it? So the dispatcher could get paid and look good because they got somebody to run a 1,400-mile load for $1,200. And the person that got him to take that load was a hope pusher. You'll get something coming out of Texas. There's plenty loads coming out of Texas. You selling them hope. That's hope. Yeah, you're going to get a load coming out of Texas, but he just spent money to take the load to Texas. The point is, don't fall for it. Project 704. So what's the alternative then? Use your brain. That's the alternative. That's the whole point. Use your brain. Common sense. But somebody told me common sense ain't so common no more. So what's the alternative? Use common sense. There's no way on God's green earth I'm going to spend an egregious amount of money with someone that's just inspiring me. Why do people spend money for inspiration? No, I need results. I need to see some results, some numbers, some facts. You got some referrals? Has anybody spent this egregious amount of money with you that you can give me a reference, a referral, a reference? I want to speak to them. How come you ain't got no real life scenarios on your channel or on your Instagram? How come it's all inspiration? I was watching this guy, Mark the Mentor, man. He had a 3-hour live stream showing you how to do a whole business plan. Then he had another live stream showing you how to do a market analysis. Then he had a step-by-step on how to enter into the business. Then he did a whole live stream where they gave you brokers and the brokers' numbers. Then he did another live stream where they brought on a company that recruited drivers. Then they did another live stream where they brought on the bank. Then he did another live stream where he brought on the CEO and the co-CEO of a brokerage firm and a new tech company to help prevent double brokering. Then he did another live stream for 3 hours that gave you how to grow your business. Then he did another live stream on how to scale your business. Then he did another live stream on how to sell your business. And all this is on YouTube for free. This guy comes on and talks about macro. What's macro? This guy set up and said, yo, you're not going to see a peak season? Then broke down why you're not going to see it. He just didn't say it. Gave you the reasons why. And then I watched the stuff just exactly the way he said it. I just watched it unfold. How come you ain't got nothing like that up there before I write this check for $5,000? How do I know you are who you say you are? You gonna go to a dealership and buy a used car and you don't test drive it? And this is why 85 to 90% of the people that come into this business, according to Jimmy Broker, see Jimmy Broker over here? This the guy that Kirk be talking about that y'all send down. He's in Miami on his boss's yacht with your money. With your money. Because see, Jimmy Broker knows that out of this, it's a revolving door. It's a revolving door. So to answer your question again, Project 704, so what's the alternative? Common sense. But somebody told me common sense ain't so common no more. The importance of realistic hope. It's essential to strike a balance between optimism and realism to avoid pitfalls and false hope. When people watch my channel, it may seem that it may come from a pessimistic approach. And it's not that it comes from a pessimistic approach. It's just because there hasn't been that much good news in trucking in the past year and a half, right? So we talk about the negative aspects of what's going on with trucking, but I always give you a solution. Always give you a solution. I deal with realism, not optimistic, not optimism. I talked about how me and Kirk was having a conversation of both how we both divested during the pandemic. Me and Kirk didn't even know each other at that time, but we both divested. Why? Because we deal with what was going on. We're realists. Well, I want to hope and pray that, once this pandemic is over, everybody comes back to work and gonna hold on to these trucks and just, hope everybody just everything, God willing, everything just goes back to normal again. That's an optimistic way of thinking. And if you think optimistic in business, it may not go so well for you. It may not go so well for you. You have to be realistic. So me and Kurt, we didn't know each other, and we both divested our fleet. Why? Because we came out ahead. One, we came out ahead, right? Which never happens. Which never happens on a depreciating asset. You can make 2 to 3 times the amount on a depreciating asset. It never happens, right? So that's a win, right? And there was too much uncertainty. So being a smart businessman, you deal with what's in front of you. You make a realistic decision based on what's in front of you. People that were optimistic, they're no longer here. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I'm a Baptist. Been baptized down in the water. October 23rd, 1991, I was 11 years old and I was baptized. I'm a devout Christian. I believe in God. My mother is a praying mother. Every Sunday, she's not missing a Sunday. She don't care if it's a blizzard outside. That's why she drive a brand new Escalade. She's going to get to church. She's going to get to church, right? And even being a devout Christian and have a praying mother, as a businessman, I don't deal in optimism. I deal with realism. I don't sell people bullshit. I give them the real, whether they like it or not, just like I'm doing tonight. Whether you like it or you don't. Because this is what people need in order to be successful. Granted, there are a lot of people that are in this space that just don't have the experience that people like me and Kirk have. What's my competitive advantage when it comes to content creation in my space? My experience. This is why my channel grows exponentially. Because people find it and they see the value in it. Because I'm not selling you hope. I'm giving you things that you can use and you can apply. Mark, the OTR drying up. All right, man, I'm gonna put you in tune over here. Mark, you said it ain't gonna be no peak season, man. I believe you. So what should I do, man? Do this. Mark, man, this box truck thing is just, man, it ain't, I don't know, man. You think I should buy a box truck or a cargo van? You know what? You might become better off just getting into the cargo van because it's more opportunity there, right? A lot of the economy, the way it's affecting the box trucking right now, it's not affecting that lane. And that lane is easier to scale. I don't say hit the link or tap in or make sure you go down, hit the description below or hit the Cash App on some Dr. Umar Johnson or, hit the super chat. I don't do none of that stuff. I come on here, I give you real information. If you ask me a question, I answer it. I don't withhold information. I tell you, don't come to me. Don't book a coaching session for no Googleable stuff. You're going to piss me off, and I'm going to hold you accountable in your coaching sessions. You're going to pay me for me to hold you accountable. You're not going to learn anything because you can Google that information. Only come to me for strategy. Mark, I'm failing. I need to turn around. I need you to take a look at my books. I need you to take a look at my whole layout and let me know what I'm doing wrong. Boom. That's what you come to me for. Boom. Mark, I'm doing great. I need to grow. I think I'm ready. Can you take a look at my business and let me know? Because I heard you say your business is going to talk to you and it's going to let you know when it's time to scale. But I don't know if I'm not listening or I can't hear it or maybe I don't hear it and it's not time. Can you take a look at my business and let me know? Can you help me set a plan to get the 5 trucks in the next 24 months? And then Mark going to say, you know what? 5 trucks may not be realistic. Let's focus on just getting another truck. And then we'll take a look at a 3rd, then a 4th, then a 5th. I don't sell people hopes and dreams because I know how hard it is to scale. In today's times, it was a lot easier back in the day. But today it's a lot harder. When a person comes to me and say, I want to be at 5 trucks in 18 months, I think I had a guy early was talking like that. Let's focus on this first truck first. Let's try to get this first truck profitable. So the importance of realistic hope, balance between optimism and realism, and these are all the examples that I'm giving you right now. It's okay to be optimistic. But just like my mama always told me growing up, hope for the best, but still prepare for the worst. Yeah, I'm going to always hope and wish and pray to God that everything works out and goes smoothly. But I got a plan in case it doesn't. I got a plan in case I got to turn up a little more. I got a plan in case I got to turn up a little more. And I got a plan in case I got to turn up a little more. Because it just may not go it may just not go according to plan. It may not be a smooth ride like you expected it to be. That optimistic road that you were hoping to drive down. No, the road may get bumpy. You may get to the finish line, but it might not be a California road. It might be a bumpy Chicago road. You're going to hit pit potholes and stuff. Why? Because we get snow. And they get rid of the snow with salt trucks. And then after the salt trucks push the snow, what do? They dump salt. And what does the salt do? It eats up the concrete. It eats up the asphalt. And then that's why you got big potholes. That's why it's hard to drive a Lamborghini in Chicago. It's easier to drive a Lamborghini in LA. That's why when you ride in 28s in Chicago, you got to drive 15 miles an hour because you got to pay attention so you can go around every pothole. So you may not get that optimistic road to success that you're hoping for, like driving down the 405 in LA. You may get the bumpy road like driving down 94 Dan Ryan in Chicago. Some people are going to get that optimistic road where it's going to be smooth and get to the finish line. Some people are going to get that bumpy road with the potholes, but still make it to the finish line. And some people just not going to make it. It's cool to be optimistic, but just keep it in your back pocket and deal with realism to avoid the pitfalls of hope. My subscribers, I don't preach, I don't teach hope. I don't teach optimism. I've had people leave comments and say, oh, what one lady said, because I'm talking about competitive advantage. I'm telling people what to do when they get into these 3PLs, how to use competitive advantage to leverage their business. Because it's business, it's competitive. Oh man, I got a son, and why would you say that? My son wants to start a business. You mean to tell me if he comes across a guy like you? Yeah, if he comes across a guy like me, I'm going to destroy him. If I see any weakness in him, he has a route that I want and need, I'm going to take it from him. I'm going to use my leverage, my money, my influence, whatever I need to do. If it's something I want, I'm going to lean and I'm going to take it from him. Why? Because if it was somebody else, they'd do the same thing to me. And that's business. It's dog eat dog. I had to learn the hard way myself. I was once green, new, young, business owner, thought everybody was my friend because they'll smile in your face. And the whole time behind your back, they plotting to take your work. You're dealing with operations supervisors and dispatchers in here that are buddy-buddy with people. You got people like Axel sending them pizza and donuts every day. How are you going to compete against a person like that? When he's taking care of the person that's taking care of him. Instead of him leaning on people for better runs and better routes, he's using money and sending gifts and paying for lunch to get better routes. It's business. That route, they might have already been negotiating that for somebody else, but here come Axel with 10 pizzas for the whole office at C.H. Robinson. Now Axel got it. Well, what happened? I thought you would give it to me. Oh, well, no. The shipper canceled. Whole time they just gave it to somebody else. But guess what? Me telling those stories, me being honest and talking about competitive advantage and leaning on people and dog eat dog, you know what that is? That's what happens in the real world in trucking. These are real stories because this stuff really happens. There's nothing negative about it. It's the real. Person that's optimistic that thinks they're just going to land in a 3PL and just everything's going to work in their favor and they're going to get the best route. And, they're going to, get a 15-mile radius route and they're going to give them 150 pieces or 200 pieces at $2.60 a piece and they're going to make $500 a day and they're not going to burn no gas. It's not realistic for you unless you make it realistic for you. But if you go in there with an optimistic viewpoint, you're never going to get ahead because you're not going to do what you need to do in order to get where you need to get to. All right, I guess I'll take a few questions and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take a few questions and I'm going to get out of here. The marketing tactics they are using now to only work on women as far as selling hope, but not men are not thinking logical and falling for the bull. The marketing tactics they are using now used to only work on women. Right. So here's what I see. The marketing tactics that are used now, they're pretty much working on both genders, but it's and I hate to say it only works on younger people, but I've seen people, older people. We had one last week, an older gentleman that, is buying into, this hope and told his stories of unsuccessful purchases, right? I think, to be honest with you, I don't know what to think. I don't know why, and I think that goes back to this middle America mentality that people have. I'm not going to buy a course or a mentorship and somebody's doing a commercial and they're standing next to a Lamborghini and they're trying to sell me to buy into a box truck. No, I want to see you driving a box truck. I want to see you in some Dickies. I want to see you in a button-down shirt with your name patch on it and the name of your logistics company. I want to see you with a trucker hat on. I don't want to see you in lubes. I don't want to see you in B-22 Dior's. I don't want to see you in Gucci sneakers. I want to see a person that's a trucker. That's the marketing a common sense person would want to see. Common sense, right? But I think a lot of the people that are in this space, their target demographic is of African American descent. And the unfortunate thing about people that are from African American descent, we look at materialistic things as a sign of success, and that's where we fall victim at. We look at materialistic things as a sign of success, and that's the first mistake that's made. That's the first mistake that's made. The first mistake. And people notice, right? So they utilize those things to target, the specific demographic. And it's our own people. And that's just the honest to God truth. It's the honest to God truth. So, if people bought in more to realistic people who come with a more realistic approach, I think you would see more success. If there was more people who weren't trying to take advantage of people, let's say during 2021, 2022, right? Maybe so many people wouldn't have failed. Maybe some people would have walked away, right? Maybe some people would have walked away. Why? Because a person like me, right? A person like me, I'm going to go here, right? And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you these statistics. And 50% of the people, once they see this statistic, they're going to turn around. And out of that 50% statistic, maybe 2% of those 50 people that turn around might have made it through. But instead of people giving them the realistic statistics, right? They told them they was going to make $1 million in a box truck. With one box truck. They told them they was going to run up a bag with Amazon Relay. Like that Amazon fentanyl pack was that Amazon fentanyl pack was something nasty in 2021, 2022, 2020. That Amazon pack was, man, it was cats. Look how many cats fell out at the end of 2022 off that Amazon pack. Look how many cats died in 2022 off that Amazon pack. We paralleling going out of business, losing your business to death. Look how many people bought that Amazon pack and died because they laced it with that fentanyl. They had that Amazon fentanyl pack. Just wasn't realistic, right? It wasn't realistic because the numbers were inflated. The hole pushers didn't know the numbers were inflated. And if a hole pusher did know the numbers were inflated, they weren't going to tell the user. Why? Because then they weren't going to buy into what they were selling. So that takes me back to doing your research. Know what you're investing in. Understand what you're investing in. Anybody that tells you, oh, don't worry about the market, and why would you not worry about the market? You need to know what the market entails so you can know how to strategize. You need to know what the market entails so you can know how to move and maneuver. All right, somebody like the market, like that, just do. Man, listen to these people is going to get you in a world of trouble. Man, I hope for the best, but I prepare for the worst. And any and everything I do, I got a plan. I have a plan. I don't live off hopes and optimism and all that bullshit. No, I hope for the best because I was trained to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. My OG taught me that as a shorty. Why you think I last so long? Why you think when the pandemic hit, I was smart enough to divest? Why you think Kirk was smart enough to divest? We started in this business at the same time. Damn near the same time. I started 1 year before him. We didn't even know each other, but we made the same play. We didn't even know each other, and we made the same play. So when a person tell you, oh, the market, don't, you worry about the market, you going to miss your blessing and all that stuff, man, no. You worry. You need to know these things So you can know how to time. Listen, time in the market is very advanced. This is like time in the market in the stock market or the crypto market. Only advanced people can time the market, but at this point, we're very advanced. We're over a decade in, so we can time the market. We can read the market. I can tell you when things are going to get better. You know why I don't tell you why things are going to get better? Because some of y'all ain't going to be able to stomach it. And I know. I know. I'm still 100%. There's a lot of things. I can tell you stuff that's going to go on in 2025. I can tell you what's going to happen next year. I told you last year what's going to happen this year. And this is what this is the type of person, I should say, you should want to consume information from. Someone that's sowing information into you. Someone who's sowing value into you and not hope. If a person isn't sowing value into you, so even though the first 20, 30 minutes of this live stream was comedic and humorous, and a lot of people probably didn't like it, right? The parallels, like someone said in the chat, the parallels were on point. Now I'm serious, right? A lot of people need to start taking their business serious and stop worrying about jumping from channel to channel. And that's another way people get messed up, jumping from channel to channel. You know why? Because you already can't make a sound decision. So now the only thing you're doing is confusing yourself. Why? Because Mark is saying something completely opposite from 98% of a lot of these other suckers out here. And then you get confused. Kirk is saying a lot of things different than 98% of these other people out here. Then these other people out here saying different stuff from other people out here. You got people that's been in the business 1 year creating content, 2 years creating content, 3 years creating content, right? And then you got two guys over here that's been in the business collectively damn near 30 years. And what I've noticed that everything we say is damn near complete opposite of what everybody else says. Has anybody else noticed that? But what else I also notice is that everything that we say happens and you get positive results. Now, I get a troll every now and again on some dumb shit. Like last night, the guy, E-Double, talking about buy your house that you live in under a business. Shit like that. But you never hear anybody come in here saying, man, Mark, I implemented one of your strategy and it didn't work. You see nothing but people singing me good praises. Why? Because I've been doing it since 2010. I know what works. I know how to move. I know how to transition. I know how to get money in this business. Why? Because I've been doing it for a very long time. I was an early adopter in this business. I was in this business before it got popularized. It got popularized 11 years after I got into this business. I was in this business 11 years before it got popularized, in end of 2020, beginning of 2021. So I can give you the real. I can give you real life scenarios, real life situations. I can give you real life strategies from years of experience. And these are the type of people that you want to look for. People that can give you experience-based approaches instead of hope. What I know about the 405, I know that it's always congested. Pre-pandemic, every truck I know is making money off the load board every day. Election is next year, so it's more than likely it will be just like this. You are absolutely, positively, 100% correct. Whenever there's uncertainty in the market, what do people do? Hold on to their money. Whenever there's uncertainty in the market, people hold on to their money. There's a lot of uncertainty. I'm pretty sure who's going to win the election, right? But still, there's a lot of uncertainty. So people are going to hold on to their money. Come on, the market ain't never been like this. It depends. Rates have been like this before. Rates ain't no really big thing. It's the capacity that's the issue. Who contributed to the capacity? A lot of influence, a lot of hope pushers. We can go down YouTube and just go through YouTube box truck videos from 2020, 2021, 2022, and you're going to see a lot of hope pushers. Look at the titles. A lot of influencers helped cause this capacity issue that's going on now. They sold hope. I did a consultation earlier with a guy. A lady's trying to sell a 28-foot box truck, Class B, and she keeps dropping the price by 10. She's aggressively trying to sell it. Another person who bought into the box truck business 2 years ago thought she was going to put a driver in it and couldn't keep a driver. And now is aggressively trying to sell to recoup some of her money. She's selling at a loss. It's a 2019 Freightliner, 28-footer with a lift gate. Class B, 28 foot. She had it listed for $40,000. It's only been listed 23 days and she's already dropped the price over $10,000. She ain't even let it sit up for 30 days and she done dropped the price over $10,000. She's aggressively trying to sell. He's asking me, like, what do you think? I said, sounds like the way she's dropping the price that she need the money. He's like, yeah, I talked to her. Yeah, the box truck business. She put a driver. It didn't work out. Put a driver. It didn't work out. Another person that invested into something that she didn't understand because she listened to an influencer that said, if you get a box truck, you can put a driver in it and you can sign up for Amazon and you're going to make $50 million a mile. Here, let me show you. And then they showed them what they were making. But people didn't do their due diligence and educate themselves to understand why these rates were high, right? So they bought into it. And then when things corrected themselves, they stuck. Because a bunch of influencers on YouTube and on Instagram telling people they could check a bag off the box truck business. But you saying it was the pandemic, but you still have people doing it now. The pandemic is what I believe started the wave, but you still have people doing it now. There's still people out here doing it now. And here's why I'm more, upset now than before. At the end of the day, I really don't care, about the hope pushers. I just make fun of them for humor. For the laugh. That's why I don't ever name them. You got some people out here right now, like there's a whole thing going on in every industry of people calling out bad actors. You got a guy calling out Brewster Logistics, the guy with the red dreadlocks. It's a guy that's really on his ass. You got people calling out people in the real estate industry that's content creators. You got people calling out the car content creators as scammers with all the goddamn what they doing, all the raffles they doing, buying the cars and then raffling them off, buying $100,000 car and then raffling it off, making $1 million. You know what I'm saying? They calling them out in the car content creation. Like we're just in a time period now where everybody is calling out people who sold people dreams and sold people hope. Why? Because what happens now is nobody has money. So I spent this money with this person. I didn't receive any value from it. I didn't call the person out then because I still had money left over. I was making a little money. But now since all the money's dried up, my Hellcat just got repossessed. I can't make no money with this box truck. The insurance is too high. I don't understand the load board. Amazon is not paying enough. I thought I was going to be able to put a driver in there, but I can't find nobody to work. I don't want to drive the truck. So let me go back to the person who sold me this dream on YouTube, on Instagram, that told me I would do so great in this box truck. And this is what's going on right now in every single industry, from car content creation to real estate to trucking to box trucking, you name it. Everybody getting called out. That is what's going on right now, because nobody has money. So when people lose money and they don't have money, they sit down and they get to thinking. And now they targeting the people that sold them the dream or got over on them. So it's still going on. It's just worse now because people that are really spending the money now, that money ain't coming from PPP. That's coming from money that people worked and saved, or, 401k, or, pulling from another business, or work really hard, whether they're leaving their 9 to 5 to start a business. So why I think now, another reason now why you see a lot of people being called out more, because the people that are investing now, that money was earned. That money was earned. It wasn't given. So, it's a different ball game. You got people still doing it. They've just lowered their prices. And that's another thing to look out for. We showed a guy who lowered his price down to $497. The guy who was charging $20,000 during the pandemic and did a $10,000 Father's Day special has switched over to a subscription-based model for $20 a month. Why? Because he ain't going to get thousands of dollars from nobody. So he's trying to focus on volume at a low price point, and hopefully he can get thousands of people to buy $20 a month. He's still going to make 5 figures a month. Smart. You got to give him that. That's smart. But you got to be smart too to know that for a person to go from $20,000 to a $20 a month subscription-based model, it should let you know what's going on. Now, if you are who you say you are, you're not going to lower your price under no circumstances. You come to me for a coaching session, the price is the price. I don't care if it's peak season, meek season, PPP season, dry season, hot season, cold season. My value is my value because I'm him. I know I'm him. If you can't afford to come to me for a strategy session, I'm not. My price is my price because I'm him. If you him, you're not gonna lower your price. If you feel like you worth $20,000, you're not gonna go from $20,000 to $20. I don't give a damn what's going on. I don't care if it's the slowest of the slow season. Well, this is my price. I mean, all the signs be there, but people, they buy into that hope. When I had my box shop, I reached out to a dude for consultation advice. This dude told me $285 an hour. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Left a message on red. $285 an hour ain't bad if that person is him. I charge $250 for a consultation for the hour. And I've seen people that have way less experience than me charge more. There's a guy out here charging $500 an hour, been box trucking since 2021. I charge $300 an hour to move. So $250 an hour to me is less than what you would pay to hire us to move you. So to me, $250 an hour really ain't, to me, that's a deal for 14 years of experience. But the point that I'm trying to make, I don't care what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If I did, let's say if I had a mentorship program, and let's say I charged 10 grand for it. Let's say I came on YouTube in 2020, I had a mentorship program and I charged 10,000. I set that, let's say in 2020, 2021. Obviously people would have bought it. I would have made a lot of money during that time period. And let's say fast forward to now, it would still be $10,000. I wouldn't give a damn what's going on right now. Why? Because the value. If I build a mentorship program and it has a value of $10,000, this is a service. This isn't goods. I'm not in competition that I feel like you raise and you lower your prices when you're in a service-based business or even in a goods-based business based on competition. If I feel like my value is this, then that's my value. That's why you got Foot Locker. That's why you had Payless. Foot Locker wasn't in competition with Payless. Why? Because Foot Locker sells brand names. They have a premium product at a premium price. Payless sells off-brand, generic, knockoff. Therefore, they have an economy price. You never see a pair of Air Jordans on sale. Never. I've never seen, not these BS Jordans that you see out with these funny colors. I'm Chicagoan. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all catch the not Chicagoans that be buying these retros and these funny colors, we laugh at y'all. If Mike didn't wear them, we don't buy them. If Mike didn't wear them, we don't buy them. So you buy a pair of retros and some of these funny colors, no. Now you might catch some of them on sale, a pair of threes in lime green or some goofball stuff like that, but you ain't gonna catch no cements on sale. You ain't gonna catch no 88s on sale. You ain't gonna catch the black cements on sale. You ain't gonna catch the bread 4s on sale. You ain't gonna catch the cement 4s on sale. You ain't gonna catch the infrared 6s on sale. The only sale that you gonna catch the infrared 6s and all them other ones that I mentioned is selling out. That's the only thing they're gonna do is sell out. Why? It's a premium product. It's never going on sale. Even if don't nobody buy it, they're gonna sit. Why? Because the market is going to shift and eventually someone's gonna buy it. More facts. More facts. So I would never drop my price. Why? Because it's a premium product. I don't care what's going on. There's nowhere on God's green earth I'm going to set a price point at 10 grand or 20 grand and go all the way down to $20. And notice I said $20. Not $20, $20. What does that got to do with anything? What does that got to do with anything? It don't matter what it is. Your value is your value. I don't care if I was teaching you how to do backflips. If I was the best person to teach a person how to do backflips and my price was my price and I felt that I was a premium backflipper and my closest thing to competition is an economy backflipper, why would I change my price? You want your kid to come learn how to backflip and not fall on their neck? Or do you want the possibility of your kid learning how to flip with the possibility that they might fall on their neck? If you want the possibility that they might fall on their neck, you go to the guy who's charging $100 an hour for your kid to learn how to backflip. If you want certainty that your kid is not going to fall on their neck learning how to backflip, you go to the premium backflip teacher for $250 an hour. But the premium backflip teacher is never going to lower his price if his value is his value. Once his price is set, it's set. No matter what's going on in the market. He's not going to chase it. He's not going to chase it. He's not going to chase it. Now, if I'm selling tomatoes and I got a grocery store and I'm selling my tomatoes for 49 cents a pound, and I'm buying my tomatoes for 29 cents a pound, I know I got 20%, or let's say my cost My cost, my all-in cost is 29 cents a pound. Was what I'm buying them for wholesale with shipping and everything, and then I sell them for 49 cents a pound. And then my competitor, who's a block away, is selling his for 44 cents a pound. And that's different. I still got margin there. It's a good. It's competitive. Grocery is a competitive business. I may have to go down to 39 cents a pound. But service-based, nah, forget about it. I think the way things are in the economy right now, I think car event space is the way to go. Just my opinion on the topic. I talked about this a few times last week. I think for a lot of people, and this is just based on me, being in the trucking consulting business from YouTube, just talking to people day in and day out, and just, talking with people and seeing where their education level is at regarding this trucking, seeing where their finances is at. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. A lot of people just don't have a lot of people may not have what it takes to succeed in this box truck business at the current time. It may be better for some people to come in into a lane that has an easier, that may just be easier to tackle. I'm just gonna put it like that. I don't want to make it, all overeducated and stuff. Just an easier lane to tackle. I think, like I said last week, I think this box trucking thing, especially, that middle mile, I think is very complicated. And I just think a lot of people are having a hard time maneuvering it, whether they don't have the capital, the working capital, whether they don't have the mental wherewithal to know how to maneuver and navigate, whether they don't have the patience to sit down and learn them something, whether they don't have the relationships, whether they don't have the capital, whether they don't have the dedication and the drive and the ambition to, get that business up and ground, ambition as far as doing whatever it takes for that business to be successful. If they have to stay out for months at a time, I don't see it. The mass majority of people that come to me just don't have it. And I'm keeping it 1,000. I'm not shitting on nobody. I tell them this when they come to me in a coaching session. Why don't you have a business plan? Do you have a business plan? Yeah, I got it. Let me see it. Send it to me right now. Well, I ain't got it written down. It's in my head. All right, what's your market analysis? What's your competitor analysis? What's your mission statement? What's your financial analysis? All right, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have one. So why are we talking? You want me to ask you how you can run it up? I don't even talk like that when it comes to business. You want to know how you're going to make money? I don't know. I don't know how you're going to make money. Why? Because you don't have a business plan. You want to come to me with stuff way, way down the line, and you missed a bunch of steps. You want to be local. Your market may not be nothing for you to be local in, to do. You may have to go over the road. What's your market? I live in Screwball, Texas, or Georgia, whatever, Oklahoma. Nearest 3PL is 250 miles away. So where do you think you was going to get freight from to be local? I don't know. So you didn't do the research? No. So what you expect? What you want me to tell you? You say you watched the content? Yeah. You sure it was me? Ain't nothing in your market. You got to go over the road. For real? Yeah. I don't want to go over the road. I just had a baby. Did you buy the truck yet? Yeah, I bought the truck already. You ain't got no choice. You live in the middle of nowhere. You live in a town with a population of 800 people. Damn. Damn is right. So when I say people don't have it, I'm telling you based off what I know. My DMs is off the chain. When I tell y'all my DMs is off the chain, they off the chain. I ain't got a lot of people probably in this live right now is waiting for me to DM him back. This guy Lucky I picked up for him yesterday. 1,400 miles for $1,200. Crying and complaining to me. I'm just looking at him. What you want me to do? Let the dispatcher sell him hope and send him off. And the man running with no insurance. The dispatcher told him he could use his insurance. Dude, you run under a dispatcher authority and you claim you run under dispatcher insurance. You can't run under a dispatcher's insurance. Do you got an insurance card on your truck? No. You mean to tell me you just ran through Florida, Georgia, Oklahoma, Texas, wherever he was at? Did you go through any weigh stations? Yeah, they was all closed. You ain't got no insurance card on the truck? No. The dispatcher sent them out like that. And people get mad at me for kicking the reel. When you got people sending people off like that. So what can I do for him at that point? Out here in the middle of nowhere, no insurance. As soon as he go in the weigh station and get pulled up, he done. So it's a wrap. No insurance? So it's a lot of things I come across that a lot of y'all don't know. A lot of stories I hear. A lot of people come to me in dire situations and dire needs. Yesterday was a day where people just came to me in dire situations and dire needs. And that was just one story. I'm not going to tell a bunch of stories, you know what I'm saying, because it's not for me to tell. I'm saying that story because that was just a very unique situation. I had another story where somebody called me begging for, listen, let me tell y'all something. The box truck, and I told that story to say this. This box truck business, a lot of people just don't have what it takes up here. Not to say people are not smart or not bright. It's very advanced. It's very advanced. And I said this last week, if you know you don't comprehend well, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, you got to be honest with yourself. If you know you're not good with numbers, if you know you don't comprehend well, if you know, you're not willing to do what it takes to succeed, if you don't have a mind state where you're packing the bag with the thought of not knowing when you'll be returning home, if you have a plan to return home in a week or 2 weeks, it's not going to work. The person who's succeeding right now in the box truck lane that's running middle mile, when they pack their bag and they go on the road, they don't know when they're coming back home. Especially if you're new. If you're seasoned and you know how to maneuver and you have relationships and you can partial and you can get good partials based on your relationships, right, with brokers, right? If you're advanced and you've been in it for a while, right, then yes. But to that new person, that first time you go out, you shouldn't have a come home date. You should be exploring. Especially if you live in one of those markets where outbound freight is not plentiful and the rates are not great. You want to set yourself to be in an area where freight is more plentiful than other places and where the rates are better. And a lot of people just aren't willing to do that. They don't have the ambition to do that. And that's just the truth of the matter. I talk to people every day. So the cargo van industry is probably the better bet for a lot of people. It's an easier lane to get in. It's more on a more beginner on the border of beginner intermediate. Cost of entry is a lot lower. Not, there's thought that goes into it, but not a lot of thought like you have to have and preparation for a box truck. Their ambition needs to be there. You have to have ambition in anything. You have to have the work ethic and the dedication, but like parceling, a lot of people have an issue with parceling loads. They don't know how to look at their truck as a piece of real estate. and square feet and sell space. They're not geographically inclined. There's just a lot of variables that I can go on, and it's just I'm just seeing people are not. Me and Kirk, both me and Kirk are seeing it. So, Mark, I want to start a moving company in Miami. You think it's a good market for this type of business? The thing with moving is people are always moving, and you can always book long distance moves. So, Florida is a retirement state. So you have people moving into Florida more than you have people moving out of Florida. As far as people moving within Florida, I'm sure they are. If I was in Florida and I wanted to start a moving company, I'd probably focus more on a tourist area like Orlando, where they have a lot of vacation homes, a lot of hotels, things like that. A lot of these companies, they recycle furniture quick, right? Because they have volume of people coming in, sitting on furniture, farting on furniture. So they got to turn mattresses over quicker, sofas over quicker than you would turn things over in your home. So if I were to start a moving company in Florida, I probably would focus more on either Orlando or maybe another larger city like Miami. If you're in a smaller market, then it may not be feasible. So I would focus on like Orlando, Miami. Sound like a lot of people want you to help them clean up their mess as opposed to doing some due diligence before jumping off the porch. A lot of people do, which is ultimately the reason why I did this live, so that I can move on to other things. And if I hurt people's feelings, fine. I'm fine with that. Now if you bought into some mess that you bought into, I can't help you. I can't help you. I don't like coming behind people. It's just like, somebody, try to call the company, hey, we had these movers here, we just told them to stop. They weren't professional. They had like some high school kid working. Clearly he wasn't, he's probably just home for the summer. He's not trained on how to lift and maneuver. We just, told him to stop, just bring the few items that they put in the truck back in because these guys clearly don't know what they're doing. Our armoire, we had a lady call and say, you know what, send me a picture. Like, guys got my armoire down to the first landing and they didn't know how to turn it. She sends me a picture of this 7-foot, 8-foot armoire that's sitting on a landing. They don't know how to turn it. They're not strong enough. Can you guys come? It's just sitting on the landing. The weatherman says it's supposed to rain. You know what I told the lady? Sorry, can't do it. Well, I'm willing to pay you guys whatever. Can't do it. Just name your price. Can't do it. Why? We don't come behind people. You made a decision to go for a cheap price to move something this big. And I'm looking at the picture. They took this vintage armoire, right? Cherry oak wood armoire. Beautiful piece of furniture. And they didn't even wrap it. This furniture is sitting on the first landing, going down the back stairs on a concrete stairwell. And you want me to send a crew to come behind this crew. It's probably scratched and damaged at the bottom where the legs are. They have no room to wrap it. And then if we do the job, get it down to the landing, wrap it, take it to the drop-off, you may have a grievance with us because of the damage that the previous crew that didn't know what the hell they were doing done, right? And try to put it on us. No, not coming behind them. I'm not coming behind them. You decided to hire them because you asked us for a quote and my quote was too high. You asked us on Thumbtack. We lost the bid. You went with the cheaper guy. So you're getting cheaper results. You went with the less experienced person. So you got less experienced results. Now you want us to come behind and clean up. No, that thing can sit right there on that damn stairwell. I don't need the money. I'm not going to subject my crew to that. I've learned my lesson years ago coming behind other companies. The shit that they messed up, you can still be held liable for it if you're dealing with a jerk of a customer. Wait, what's this right there? We didn't do that. The other company did that. No, I don't think that was there when they were here. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you had a company come half-ass do a job, you stop them, you call us to come clean up their mess, you see a scratch on something, and you mean to tell us after we done came and cleaned up their mess, you want to hold us liable for a scratch that we didn't do, that they probably did, but since you can't determine who did it and who didn't do it, since they ain't here and we here, you want to try to hold us accountable for it? No. I learned my lesson. It took me one time to learn to go deal with somebody and not to ever go behind another company again. And this is why I won't do it. Now, an inexperienced person coming into the space is going to do it. Right, because they're looking at that money. Hey, new company movers, we just had these guys come, and I'm going to send you a picture. This dresser, they just can't get it. They don't know how to maneuver it around the corner. Do you guys think you guys can come do it? Here's a picture. Oh, yeah, we'll come do that. How much? $200. All right, when can you get here? It needs to be done today? Yeah, the sooner the better. It's just sitting out there. All right, we're on our way. Now you get there, and now you got to clean up their mess, and then now you held liable for whatever damage they did if you're dealing with a jerk of a customer. An experienced person, an experienced business never goes behind anybody. Never. Never. I don't go behind nobody. So I had that happen before. After that, I stopped going behind people too. That's real, Martin. See, that's what I'm saying. Even this bit of information I'm telling you right now, how do I know to tell you this? Experience. Experience. I don't care what money you throw. I don't go behind nobody. So that's the reason why I did this live. You know, I'm not going to clean up nobody's mess. The person that sold you the hope, let them give you the methadone. They sold you the dope in form of hope. They put the needle, help you push the needle in your arm and pump it up with dope. It helps you tie it up, wrap it up like that. They put the shit in the needle. They even help you find the vein. And then they push that dope in the form of hope right in your vein and sold you that dream. Now it's your duty now to go back and ask them to give you some methadone. You gotta go to the methadone clinic now, because now you gotta go through recovery. You finna be shivering and throwing up and all that shit. And that's what happens when you get sold the hope or the dope in the form of hope and it don't work out. It's like a dope fiend when they going through recovery. That's how people is after, it don't work out after they bought the hope course or that Amazon pack or that dispatching pack or that OTR pack that they pushing out here now, or the new thing is the partial pack. That partial pack, I heard that's the hottest thing on the street right now. Be careful. I heard that partial pack knocking niggas out. I heard that partial pack, they said that partial pack worked in that fentanyl. They said people passing out and dying, box truck business dying off that partial pack. They said that partial pack works than that fentanyl. I had that happen before after that started going. All right, man. All right, y'all got the point. I'll see y'all next week, man. Make sure y'all check out Kirk Live on Sunday. Hope y'all got the message tonight. I know some of it was humorous. A lot of it was serious. Hope y'all got that message. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Don't be a hope fiend. Go to your neighborhood hope dealer and tell him, man, I'm off the hope. I'm off the hope. Check into your local methadone clinic. Stop buying that Amazon pack. Stop buying that partial pack. Stop buying that dispatching pack. Stop buying that OTR pack, man. And sit down, lock yourself in a room somewhere, turn on the computer, stop going to IG looking at Coco or whatever the chick that's in the trucking with the big old booty. Stop looking at her and the other big old booty trucking chick with the wicks in her head. Stop looking at her. You know, sit down, stop scrolling early in the morning, looking at that. Sit down and come up with you a business plan and figure out how you're going to make some money. If you want to buy something, find somebody. It don't have to be me. And I'm not selling this. I'm not telling y'all this to get you. I don't even have a mentorship. The most you can do with me is a coaching session, right? Sit down, do your due diligence. And if you need to have someone help you, make sure you do your research and your due diligence on that as well. Don't buy into hope. Make sure you can see something. You come to my channel, you see results. Everywhere you turn is results. You see strategy. You see information based off experience. You don't see a bunch of live streams in a video telling you can run up a bag. You're going to make a lot of money. This is life-changing information. Just hit the link. And then we're going to set you up for this Amazon pack, right? And you're going to, I'm going to give you this Amazon pack and you're going to be making all this money. Or I'm going to give you this OTR pack or hit the link. I'm going to hit you with this dispatching pack. Make sure you see some information of value and of substance that you can take and apply. If there's nothing there for you to take and apply and test out, then I wouldn't be too keen on investing a large lump sum of money in an Amazon pack, a dispatching pack, an OTR pack, a partial pack. Even your best hole pushers going to give you a tester. If there's nothing for you to test, then don't buy it. I'm out.